Can you give us an introduction about your volunteering?
Voluntary work, you do? Yeah.
Yes. Well, to start off, my name's Elma. I'm retired and I volunteer at Roma Street Parkland, but at the moment, because of COVID, I am not going in there because I do volunteer as a train conductor at the moment, but the train isn't working. I also volunteer at Combacho, which is Native Nursery and Environmental Centre at Eaton's Hill. And there I mainly do, we propagate plants that are Indigenous to southeast Queensland, which help, they're planted in a lot of areas to help the environment, to help the native wildlife. And also we do workshops to educate people on different things. Could be weeds within your garden, or mainly a lot of the people that do come have large properties, and it's also they're interested in trying to maintain the wildlife on their property. So we educate them into what type of plants or what type of trees they need to continue encourage the bird life, the possums and the koalas, and that is, and I also do, which technically isn't volunteer work, but I play the ukulele in a group of, which is in an aged care area, and majority of our members of our band are elderly people who live in the aged care establishment, and plus there's a few of us that are younger, if you call 70 young, that actually support the basis of the band, because a lot of our members are in their late 80s and we have some in their 90s. So, and we put on concerts to entertain them, not only in that particular establishment, but also in other aged care retirement villages. But unfortunately, that's another thing, because of COVID and because we are dealing with those people that are at high risk, we aren't doing any concerts at the moment.
What made you do this job?
Well, when I retired, I used to be a registered nurse, and I wanted to continue doing something when I was not employed by someone, and I've always enjoyed the environment. I've enjoyed gardening, so part of the things that I do as a volunteer sort of relates around to either the environment or gardening. Plus other, with my ukulele group, it's more entertaining elderly people, giving them something to do as well in their senior citizens.
What is the hardest thing you ever faced?
Well, I'd say at the moment is dealing with the COVID issue, mainly because a lot of the things that I would normally be doing, I can't do because of the restrictions, because of like the train at Roma Street, I can't do because we can't physically distance, and because we're not doing our concerts because it's with a lot of elderly people who are in the high risk group. So all our concerts are cancelled. So basically at the moment we are practicing in the hope that we will be doing, probably next year, we'll be doing some more concerts next year. So I think at the moment, well, even myself having to not do what I enjoy doing and restricting a lot of the activities, I think, has been fairly hard.
You have helped in the community?
Well, that's probably a very difficult question because of the things that I do. Is a lot of people do benefit from some of our activities that we do. So when we have, like our concerts, we'll have a big auditorium full of people, or, you know, it can be, you know, quite just in the nursing homes, the residents and the staff. So it's a really difficult question. So, you know, it could be in the hundreds or, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
What makes your jobs important?
Well, it helps me because it gives me something to do in my retirement, because I've always been active. I enjoy doing things, and I think it helps my mental state, or my mental well-being, and I think even the people that we put the concerts on, it helps their mental well-being, because it's giving them entertainment and joy. And with working in the nursery and propagating the plants and doing our workshops, it helps the wildlife, it helps the people know how to look after the wildlife. So it's
very important. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
What inspired you to help the community?
Well, I think being a registered nurse, I was aware that when I did retire, I needed to do something to maintain my own health, because looking after some elderly people that didn't have any focus in life, didn't have anything, goals in life, I found that their physical health usually deteriorated quite quickly. So I was determined that I was going to continue doing something to keep my brain active, to keep my body active, and also hopefully it will benefit the community and other people.
What have you done for the community?
I think part of working in the nursery, I have educating people to look after the environment helps the community. It helps, as I said, the wildlife, which is important as well, and it also with my concerts, it helps the community by giving some elderly people something to look forward to, some entertainment, and giving them something extra in their life. And like and Roma Street, when are working in there, it is important. It is a lot of tourists from overseas come to the park, and it displays what we do have to offer here in Australia, and it also enhances their visit.
What do you get out for doing this job?
I think it helps my physical and mental well-being. It gives me a great sense of satisfaction that I am doing something for people, and it really gives me, I'd say, quality of life in my retirement, and and I enjoy doing what I do.
Great. Yeah. All right.
What have you achieved?
I think I have achieved in educating a few people, people in how to, with their planting, what to plant, and also we have seminars on native bees. So we've taught people how to look after native bees, how to have native bees in their own garden or in their own property. And I think we improve the quality of life for a lot of the elderly people in the nursing homes by entertaining them.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's important, like with our little train at Roma Street, it's good for the tourists, it's good for the local people, because we get a lot of young children, a lot of actually grandparents who are looking after their grandchildren, and it gives them somewhere to go. It's not expensive, and it's a great day outing for them.
Okay.
Who inspired you to help the community?
I think originally I would say my grandmother, who lived with us when we were children, and she came from the country, and both my parents were country people, and they loved the environment. And also my grandmother was a fantastic gardener, and as children we'd I'd help her gardening, and we always grew our own vegetables, and my father used to mainly do grow the vegetables, and my nana grew the flowers. And I think she was the main inspiration to gardening, plus being aware that you have to look after the environment and look after people.
What was your favorite activity during school?
I would say swimming, because where I went to school, we had a swimming pool at our school, which many years ago that was very rare to have a swimming pool, because people didn't have swimming pools in their backyard, and I thoroughly enjoyed swimming, and also it was good exercise.
Thank you for your time interviewing me.
I am quite honoured to think that you would ask me to be part of your school project. I'm extremely honoured.